Hi, Soul Tribe. I'm so happy to be back for our Mystical Soul readings for November 23rd. It's the 24th here in Australia. There is a lot to get into. We've had some big shifts astrologically. We had on November 19th, we had Pluto move into Aquarius, and this will finish its completion January 19th of 2044. So we are about to experience huge shifts and change. We're really just in the dawn of these new days and the beginning. So there's a lot of, I guess, different information out there with the different signs. I didn't want to get too into it and do a whole show onto it because I wanted to keep it for the week, but I will talk about, awesome. Yes, please refresh the screen if you can't see. Sometimes it does this when I push the go live button. But yeah, so we will talk a little bit about this shift and change and the endings and the beginnings. And I'm sure a lot of you are feeling the crazy energy. I think I saw, was it Rainbow Sun? Oh, thank you for that beautiful comment as well. And yeah, I see Jody B saying the energy has not felt good for me lately. So excited to see what Spirit has for us. So think about it in terms of a purge. So a lot of the energy is feeling a little bit off, a little bit strange. Emotionally, things are almost feeling like a little bit fly off the handle type energy, or a little bit like, oh my gosh, where did that emotion come from? So there is a purge happening. And even with where we had Pluto in Capricorn, think about that period of time or that cycle almost feeling like we're gathering, we're hoarding, we're sort of, holding on to things. Whereas this age of Aquarius that we're about to shift into, or sorry, this Pluto in Aquarius energy, funny because we are going into age of Aquarius as well. But think about it in terms of a spring clean. So if we're feeling encumbered by emotions, or we're feeling things that we need to purge or get rid of, or, heavier feelings and emotions coming up too, examine, have a look, is this a product of the past? Is this emotions and things that are coming up connected to do with the past? And thank you also for those that are hitting the thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. And before we head too into it, thank you everyone. And it's so lovely to see our beautiful soul tribe come together. Thank you for your love and support. Let's have a look at just something I've got for you guys. I felt that this really summed it up. So, a Marilyn picture, sensing big shifts, I'm ready. So there can be a lot of kind of like apprehensive energy for shifting into this. And I can see here Rainbow Sun also saying exactly how I feel lately. So like, who was that person? And, I just wrote a note before we started. Spirit was giving me the word incarnation. Let me bring the root word meaning up of this as well. So there's a few different definitions or meanings when we look in Latin, and this was just the word Spirit was giving me more of a feeling and an emotion when we fast forward to next year, 2025, and with this Pluto in Aquarius that we're starting, it's almost like we'll be looking back on the last 20 years as a previous incarnation. So when we look into the root word meaning, we see that it really represents more kind of spirit being in flesh. So and this might be hard to pronounce, but essentially it represents carno, which means flesh, or being made into flesh, and it says in the passive to be made into flesh as well. So it's almost like we're infusing, or we're taking that celestial, or it says ek or our celestial energy, and we're making that into the flesh. So think about this with Spirit giving us the root word meaning to do with incarnate or incarnation. And I kept thinking of the flower carnation as well. Interesting that that's in there, and that sometimes symbolizes death, or is given, upon death and things. But what I was really feeling with this is this next 20-year cycle, please start to look at it as though it is a new incarnation, because that's the way Spirit's showing it. It's almost like we're going to feel brand new, or we're feeling like this is instead of feeling like the death energy, which is what we've got at the moment, because Pluto does represent, or is known to be, the dweller on the threshold. Hello, my beautiful friend. So lovely to see you here. So yeah, think about Pluto being the dweller on the threshold. And with this shift in this energy that we're moving into with Aquarius, this is the chance to illuminate. So I want you to think about going through into this next 20-year period as illuminating this spiritual being that we are in flesh form. So if we can look at it from this point of view and really start to purge and dust out and purge the Capricorn energy that we're allowing to die out, and we're no longer hoarding with that energy. So there's going to be a lot of like feeling, spirit's giving me the word rambunctious. I don't even use that word. I wouldn't even know what the root word meaning is. I would have to Google it. But they're just sort of showing me there's like an energy at the moment that's kind of hard to put our finger, our pulse on, hard to kind of contain. But if we can channel and tame that horse, we can actually start to give guidance and direction as well. Now, remember, Aquarius is the knowledge bearer. She has one hand connected to the portal of the stars, and she brings that down through her body and makes manifest on the physical side of things. So a lot of you will be stepping into your divine purpose. You will be really bringing in spiritual energy and making it manifest in the physical realm. So it's a really, really awesome time to be alive. And I just saw Tim say the word awesome, awesome word rambunctious. Let me see if I can just put this into Google and see core meaning of rambunctious, if I can spell this correctly. Hold on a sec, guys. Let me just get my spelling right. Interesting how it has the word ram. And if we fast forward to look into even the astrology coming for next year, what we see is we're going to be starting 2025 with Aries being sort of like the first Aries, we know it's the beginning, it's the start of the astrology. So even though we're going to be starting in, January, we're going to be starting with Aries energy right at the beginning. So we're literally starting, because remember, Aries is sort of like where everything starts. So Aries would be, is it around March, April, I think, off the top of my head. Anyway, what I'm also linking with this, sorry guys, let me just jump and pop this up so you can see here. Rambunctious, uncontrollably exuberant, boisterous. So if we can tame this rambunctious horse, we can actually start to gain control. So don't let the horse lead you off the track. Essentially, is sort of like what Spirit's trying to show me or what we are saying. And let me just close this. I also want to remind you guys, please hit that thumbs up. I love to bring you these shows. We're getting really, really close to reaching 5,000. So I still am on the smaller hidden side of things. That tends to happen when you have videos that are on UFOs and things like that. You tend to stay on the smaller side or perhaps get kicked off altogether. So, and also just reminding you guys that on Maison Jupiter, in the Academy section, you will still see Learn How to See Auras. And we still have two live Q&As. So you'll see down the bottom, right here where I'm circling. The next one will be on Thursday, the 5th of December. Can you believe how fast this year's gone? So crazy. And then we still have another one coming up on November 28th. So it is not too late to join. You can still dive in. It is this the cost of $333 US. Definitely worth it. There is so much value that you will not find in any other How to See Auras course. I dive into the spiritual anatomy. I take you through a whole array of different clearing techniques. I have beautiful meditations designed to get you into that deeper, altered state of consciousness where you're more receptive to activating these, and amazing feedback from gorgeous soul tribe that are seeing auras, seeing energy around people, around their pets and animals and family, as well as some people activating third eye vision. So some people are activating the auric vision, as well as like really activating third eye stuff too. So let's get into a little bit more of the astrology. We are about to also head into, on the 25th, we're going to be in Mercury retrograde. So I know a lot of us want to hide under the covers when it comes to Mercury retrograde. Generally goes for, we have the 2-week shadow period, which we've just been through. Now we're about to get into the depth of it. Thank you so much, Ken. Yeah, I had so much fun putting it together for you guys. So, thank you, Tim. Yeah, I love hearing your feedback and reading your beautiful comments. I've got to work out how to like comment within so I can reply to each of you. But thank you so much. I have been able to read them. Julie's been passing them on to me. So I really appreciate that. So yeah, we're going to have Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. And this, I forgot to write the date down of when it finishes, but generally it's around 2 weeks. And thank you. And then we will have the 2 week after shadow period. So just a reminder, it's not usually a good time to, even though sometimes it'll feel like it's blowing up chaos, to end or run away from things. And we know Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And sometimes this might lead to a feeling of just wanting to be done, just wanting to change it, or just wanting to like travel and get out and venture. Just be hesitant, or just know that in these certain periods of time, sometimes you can have holdups, you can have delays, you can have like ticketing problems, you can have, just things that are make it a little bit difficult, or give yourself enough time to be able to navigate through these obstacles. Hey, Lisa, I missed you. And you too, John. It was so nice to spend time with all of you guys in the States. I miss my soul family over there. So anyway, what I've written as well is I was getting a download around this Mercury retrograde to just be careful. And I think it was Jody B mentioning this at the start, that with this, there is more kind of like a dweller on the threshold type energy again. There's a lot of energy that might be pulling us to make us feel low, or to kind of get us to dwell and stay in the past. So, with the Mercury retrograde, I talk about that stay under the covers. You're really going to have to force yourself to not be in a comfort zone, is the download and the message that I'm getting around this. So with this Pluto and Aquarius that we're also shifting out of, this is almost shaking us up to be uncomfortable. It is the dweller on the threshold of birthing this new kind of age. And the kids that are going to be born during this next 20-year period, I can't wait to see. They're really going to be here to illuminate, to shine light on things. But yeah, I've also written a note, stay conscious. So really catch your mind. And, going to Dr. Joe's seminar that I went to, Dr. Joe Dispenza's retreat with my gorgeous friend, John, this was an amazing reminder. And then when I looked at the astrology, I'm like, I'm so grateful that I got to have that reminder there. But yeah, essentially don't get stuck in the past. Don't get stuck in resentment. Be very, very careful, very conscious, very aware of reactivity to things that are connected with past, and be careful that like patterns are not throwing you off. Don't be stuck and fixed, essentially, is what I'm saying as well. So this is going to bring out a lot of letting go of things. A lot of things are going to feel amplified, perhaps even a little bit painful. This happens when we go through change. So we're about to go in leaps and bounds of change. You'll see a lot of relationships, but you'll also see a lot of new beginnings. So I'm seeing this just in the local area. But it doesn't feel like it's a bad thing. It feels like that we're birthing this new phase. So I've also written to do with Pluto in Aquarius here. This is to illuminate the veil. So we're going to start to see things that are of the spiritual nature being illuminated. So hopefully more fairies. We do believe in fairies here on my channel and in our soul tribe, and they often bless us with their presence in our videos. So this is also going to be where this Aquarius energy is going to illuminate or shine light on things that have been hidden. And we know with Pluto being this underworld type character or energy as well, it does bring about transformation. It is that sometimes dark night of the soul type feeling. But this is also going to help some of the underworld energy be exposed. So we're seeing that within the celebrity side of things, the Hollywood side of things, the music industry, movie side of things. I'm also looking at, with these energies, transformation with social issues and change is what I'm seeing over this next 20-year cycle as well. Oh, that's so cute. Thank you. And I've also written, because Aquarius, sometimes if we look at it from a internal level, it also is connected, or external level, it's connected with our friendship groups and things. So also be prepared to shift and change or have a shakeup in the area of friendship, even sometimes, to do with family and that there might be some dynamics and things also shifting and changing. And I also just want to do a shout out to Johnny and to Lisa. If you didn't catch the show that we put up on Deep Dives in the Desert, their channel, go and check it out. We also put it up on Mason Jupiter, and it just talks about a little bit of my trip in the States. Yeah, okay. Let's see what else. So that seems to be all to catch you guys up on with what is happening in astrology. I know there's a lot more. There's like stellium stuff happening. There's Uranus in another 7-year cycle and things like that bringing about change. So we're literally in the midst of change. But yeah, I just wanted to let me just see. Yeah, sending love to your mum and to you guys, to you and your family, Ken. I hope that yeah, I hope that she gets some healing. Oh, I love you guys. So let's have a look into awesome, Tanya. That's awesome. Yeah, desert can be really, really healing. Especially, I always lay in the red dirt or lay on the red rock when I'm there as well. And I feel like the States is home for me as well. I'm going to have to send you guys a photo of me dressed up in some of my American gear, Johnny and Lisa. Let me just get some cards. Let's get a pulse check on how to navigate through this week. And it will be interesting to see where we're at through this Mercury retrograde too. Now, remember, the astrology can bring up annoyances and feelings and emotions and shifts and change, but it's to remain present, to remain conscious within this. If we can just keep that in the forefront of our mind, and when we start to deviate or shift or get frustrated, go and meditate, go and take a few deep breaths, start to say, you know what, even though that's happening, I'm consciously choosing this. So we've got 6 cards, and I won't flip my computer just because I'm plugged into my land side of things and it might flip out. But you guys know I love to read face down. So I've got 6 cards, which usually means there's a little bit of a story. So I am seeing this Aquarian energy come through as a major influence for change at the moment. So what they're showing me is the things that are coming up to the surface. They're giving me the word dilute. So we can dilute the strength of like the emotion and things that are coming in. So if that something's coming in charged, start to dilute it, start to break it down, start to research, start to look for the core. Why is this happening? Is what I'm being shown with this. The other thing that I'm also seeing is half of a diamond shape. So come in, find like the core, find out, why is this annoying or frustrating me? Or why am I feeling this? And be proud of yourself that you're catching it consciously is what Spirit's showing me. Then I'm seeing a shoot back up to the diamond. So don't dwell here in the emotion, in the heaviness. Have the epiphany and move back up to your connection with source is what I'm seeing. And then I'm seeing this diamond energy being completed. So once you hit that again, you're going to be programming and bringing back in another newer emotion or higher frequency to hold is what Spirit's showing. So let me scan over the rest and see what we have. So we're learning how to kind of like come into completion, to not look outside of ourselves for kind of like comfort or resolution. This is really to start to regulate within. The other thing that I'm also seeing is like rocking ourselves within. So there is kind of like a cradling or taking care of the inner child that I'm also seeing connected to do with this. Let's see what we have towards the bottom end of this card. So what I'm seeing is feeling like a landing. So it feels like the first sort of half of this week might feel a bit emotionally charged, a little bit up in the air, having to have the conscious work and meditation that we're doing. But then I'm sort of feeling like a sense of relief. And for some reason, they're showing me chocolate brownies. So it's almost like kind of like a comfort, or feeling like that we're making a comfort with these new feelings, these new emotions. And there's like a reward for the hard work is what I'm also seeing. And I'm hearing them say a sweet treat. So let us have a look, and then we will see further over like any clarifiers in that as well. Oh, thank you. That is such a beautiful comment. Soul, in reading your energy frequency output, you are resonating so beautifully bright. Your energy is very intensely positive. Thank you so much for taking the time to type that. That is beautiful. And I forgot to mention, I start back with readings next week. So you will find me over on masonjupiter.com. Please use the discount code Jupiter to save 10%. So the cards that we have, this is interesting. We have the Ace of Swords. So as we were saying before about going up to this higher frequency, Ace of Swords, the universe is trying to give you new ways of looking at things, new ideas, new inspiration. And I can see Rainbow Sun. So this is exactly it for me. The divine masculine diamond half needed to be completed healing, to be in balance with the divine feminine. That is such a beautiful poetic way to put it. And that's what I'm seeing that we're integrating. And it's interesting because with the masculine, sometimes there's this energy of not wanting to get to the emotion of it. We, that spirit had a spiritual slip, or what do you call it? A verbal slip. I forgot the name of it, but I was just seeing the word demotion coming up to do with like, and it's almost like we demote or we take away from the importance of emotion and energy. So don't demote, don't downplay the energy. You can dilute it so it's not as intense, but you want to bring it up. You want to make it conscious. You want to be aware of it, release it, connect back to your higher self, to source, and then we're going to complete that little diamond. And yeah, get your little brownie, get your blanket, and look after yourselves. But we are breaking out of patterns. So think about like how proud you are after birthing a baby or after completing an assignment or a spring clean. Think about like how the hardness is sometimes like you're able to sit and bask in the reward or the retreat side of things. So we have Ace of Swords and the Hanged Man. So this is also connected to do with enlightening or illuminating. We're going to get much more inspiration from outside of the box. There's things that are new, that are wanting to come into your psyche, that are wanting to come in from the spiritual beyond the veil. So we have to really think outside the box with this kind of energy. We have to dive in to really be open to receive the downloads. Just be careful not to get bogged in the emotion. Princess of Wands. So this is, doing away with people pleasing. This is purging. We see the flame energy with the Mary Magdalene. So stay in that heart center energy. Remember, the tiger tries to bring her down into the pits of hell, and she just wants to spread her light. She wants to stay in the positive vibe. But what it's actually saying to us is not to be fearful, not to feel that you have to please everyone. So stand in your own light, come into Queen of Wands energy, stand unapologetically in your radiance, in your sun with this, but choose the time because people will be a little bit more reactive at the moment. So Prince of Wands, this is resurrection type energy. Remember, we talked about like reincarnation as well, or coming into a new incarnation, that this is starting for us this week. So spirit made manifest in the flesh. So Prince of Wands, brand new beginnings, spiritually moving forward. So think of it as a spiritual birth that we're actually laying in the groundwork right now as well. And we have a 10 of Cups. So this is the reward at the end. Hello, my beautiful friend, Phil. So yeah, with this, it's not for nothing, this hard work that we're going through, this birth stage. So let Pluto do its like transformational thing. Let the Mercury in retrograde in Sagittarius do its transformational thing at the moment. It's going to remind us also, because sometimes with this retrograde energy, it's more of a standstill to revisit what it is that we might want to do. So what I mean with this in Sagittarius, and we know Sagittarius is quite often associated with travel or a little bit of that Jupiter expansion energy too. Use it as a time to perhaps maybe not take action, but to plan on what it is that you want to do next. The other thing we have is the Choose Your Own Adventure card. Come up with this. So be in that point. Be in that little, remember we talk about on a lot of my shows where we get into quantum physics, it's to be less particle, which is less in the emotion, less in the 3D. We need to get more into the wave, which is more out of our local logic mind and out of our physical 3D reality of where we're trying to push and we're trying to create from a 3D. This is really our sign to get into higher inspiration, to break out of the box and the matrix and create from the higher quantum. So You want to be visualizing, you want to be feeling, you want to be bringing it in as though it's already happened. You want to be going to the higher place. Oh, your hair is on end. Awesome. So yeah, it's actually a really spiritually infused magical time. Yeah, like that 0 point where we actually collapse the wave. So this is where we have multiple potentials. You will see me talk about time and time again. And this card array is a perfect example of this. We're not manifesting from 3D, past, present, future. The astrology at the moment will want to shoot you to stick in the past, to stay in your comfort zone under that blanket, in those old emotions of discomfort, dis-ease, stuck type, replaying the same spiral and the same emotions over and over again. Your job is to birth through this, come into the present, come into the higher timeline, higher version of yourself. And we have many examples of these timelines vibrating in the quantum. So pick which one you want to start warping and vibrating, and almost like a guitar, making me think of Phil with your guitar. Which string is it that you want to resonate and vibrate into your physical body? So let us get some cards to go with this, little clarifiers. Definitely. Yeah. And hello. I didn't get any extra time when I was in Florida. I'm so sorry. I literally got to the hotel and then left. I had to actually exit just before the end of the Dr. Joe seminar to catch a flight. So I would love to come back and actually spend some quality time with the beautiful people in Florida. Let me see what we have here. And I would love to come over and maybe do some live workshops or things like that. So if there's anyone who's interested in things like that, or perhaps can maybe help to bring that into birth or to make that happen, I'm so open to it for 2025. Okay. So the clarifiers that we have, I'm just going to flip these over. Oh, and the crystal that I felt drawn to for this period is the pink amethyst. So heart space. Yeah, I think that'd be so much fun. I love connecting with you guys in person, and it was so much fun catching up with all of the Johns, so many Johns I know in the States, and also Lisa as well, my beautiful friend. So maybe if you guys let me know like what state you're in, and then I can help to sort of try and be somewhere where it's easier for everyone to get to. But yeah, pink amethyst, spirituality, but staying in the heart, higher crown energy, but staying in the heart. And I just saw my favorite number 33. So this is like crown chakra and heart chakra infused together in one crystal. So a really, really beautiful one to work with for this week. Let's flip these cards. So I have a 10 of wands in reverse. This is awesome. So even though it might feel like that we're still in an age of oppression or things are not shifting and changing, the cards are shifting beyond. So it's only our present conscious mind that thinks that we're still in stuck cycles and patterns. 10 of wands, this is oppression reversed. So we're not living in oppression, we're living in the memory of oppression. And, you know, even though people could argue for the other or to the contrary, this is to really look at, okay, we're free, we're finally free. And I know this is something that being here in Melbourne, a lot of us in the lockdown still mentally almost feel a little bit imprisoned by that, even though not all of us did the particular things that we were dictated to. But what I'm seeing with this Knight of Swords, write a new story for this week as well. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know like where you guys are as well. And California, that'll be interesting. Some beautiful nature in California. Oh, right in the middle as well. Perfect. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords. So you need to start telling a new story for this week because we're getting the devil starting to exit and leave the building. So the devil in reverse as well. Don't name and blame things that we used to on the past. This is really, you know, not to be a victim of circumstances is the advice that we've got from Spirit for this week. We also have the Temperance card. So with this, thank you, Larissa. I was showing them on Mason Jupiter yesterday, but here up close, my US nails. cool little alien ships, UFOs and aliens. I thought it'd be a bit of fun for you guys, as well as me and my nieces and nephews and kids love them. But yeah, so temperance energy, something new it's trying to birth, as we keep saying as well. And yeah, Florida is beautiful. I only got to go to Marco Island, but it felt a little bit like Queensland here in Australia, that tropical kind of vibe, and a little bit of like chill out type energy too. So yeah, it really looks like if we can get over our past, get over the story that we're telling ourselves, start to break free from this, tell ourselves a new story, Spirit's going to meet us there. You know, it might not be today, it might not be next week, but this energy is trying to be birthed, it's trying to come in. Let me get some little clarifiers from my black and white deck. I love how everyone's sending a lot of love. Thanks, Tim. Okay, so let us have a look and see any clarifiers that we need to see, or any more information Spirit wants to give us information about. Okay, so what we have is the Seven of Disc. So with the seven, it's something that's starting to make manifest into our physical realm. So you might get like a little hint of a sign. You might get like a little drizzle of what it is that you're asking for, or you might get a synchronicity. It might not be like the full shabam or shebang, whatever the word is. I'm just hearing Spirit say. So with this, we do have the Eight of Swords. The test and challenge that Spirit is waiting to see if you wake up to. Are you out of your mental mind prison? Are you out of being a victim of the past? How are you keeping yourself trapped? Because look, you guys, you're a beautiful butterfly in a cocoon. You've just forgotten how to open up those wings. So we have a Four of Cups in reverse. So start really paying attention to what has been hidden, what has been trying to come through for you. So with the Four of Cups, it's that storm that we've been ignoring that we need to all of a sudden be awake to. And Ace of Swords again. Really start to get into a space of where you can download new forms of yourself, new visions of yourself as well. So Ace of Swords, this is God speaking to you. This is your higher self trying to speak to you as well. Oh my gosh, Lorianne, that sounds divine. I love Moroccan food. And we have the Magician. So with the Magician, you guys know that this is also the Magnus in my favorite deck. This is Neo in the Matrix. When he comes to that point of waking up, realizing that it's actually his belief system, the way he interacts with the field, that stops the bullet. Spirit is really trying to get us to this final hour of learning how to create our own destiny, learning to override the planets and to override the stars and things that we see as sort of our story or our religion or our race, our things that keep us stuck or fixed in the 3D tangible. This is about writing a new story from spirit down or from source down. So this is really incredible time to be alive. So hopefully this makes sense for you guys. Let us get an affirmation to work with for the week as well. And I look forward to starting to come up with some new ideas and some new soul alchemy potion shows as well. So let me know if there's anything you want to do in terms of like magic, in terms of manifestation. And yeah, I can create some shows around that. I've got some ideas written down, but I'm looking for some fresh energy, fresh inspiration. Thanks to your aura course, we can open the cocoon of our energy egg and fly like a bird now. Thank you, Tim. That is so sweet. Let me see what affirmation Spirit wants to give us to work with for the week. Okay, value. Take stock of the beauty in your life. There is so much to be around, or so much around you to be grateful for. I'm going to read this again. Take stock of the beauty in your life. There is already so much around you to be grateful for. So, such a beautiful message. Focus on this for the week. So, really be in this mindfulness of gratitude. This is Oh, thank you. Yeah, I did put up a new meditation on Mess on Jupiter yesterday that will help you connect with ETs, interdimensionals that love you unconditionally. I'm so happy to hear you had a good result from that as well. And Tim is on day 49. I've got my vision quote right here of the 66-day manifestation challenge. So I can't wait to see what's happening with your vision. I know you're already seeing auras too. So, and seeing energy. But yeah, what a beautiful message. So come out of your drama, come out of your karma, start to actually choose consciously and be grateful for what it is that you're creating. And I feel like that if you can really do this and focus on the energies that Spirit has shown us today, you're actually going to create things beyond your wildest dreams, is what I'm really feeling that Spirit is trying to shift us into alignment. For many of us, that might take more than a week, but I feel that there is an energy, yeah, that we're about to create. Anyway, it's going to be incredible. I love you all so much, and thank you so much for that. Yeah, so for those of you that wanted to book sessions, let me just bring up my little window, and you will see, where is it? And Julie and Sophie also have magical things happening at the moment as well. But here we have the starseed reading. So if you are really wanting to find out more about like being a starseed and your mission, and for me to do your aura drawing, starseed reading is the way to go. It makes an amazing Christmas present as well. So you can get gift vouchers on masonjupiter.com. Please use discount code Jupiter to save 10%. And the same with all my sessions, whether it's a mystical oracle session, we're going to do the aura drawing, and we'll also have a look into all of your questions. So write a list of questions, and the holistic wellness sessions if you want to dive a little bit deeper into help. And thank you for those of you that are helping me to grow the channel. I can't wait to celebrate with you. And maybe we have like some kind of a party or a meditation or some kind of something different when we get to 5,000. Let me know if there's things that you guys would love to do when we get to that point. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. I love you all. And I look forward to seeing you for the 3-card pick for this week as well. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. All right. Love you guys. And I will see you through the week.